What's the dog's name?
Hey, Ma, what's wrong with Woofy?
He's not a hostage. He's your son. You're going back.
Give him some air. You the aunt. Sue me for what? Oh yeah? Whoa! Court's adjourned. I can't hear you, Ray.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of When I Met a Celebrity. This was a big one for me, meeting Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone. I remember when I was really little, my parents showed me the movie Terminator 2. And when you're little, a toddler, you're absorbing everything around you in such a unique toddler kind of way. And back then, hard R-rated movies were marketed to children. And it would still be several years before I saw the Terminator. I remember as a kid wanting to play the arcade game at the arcade, of course, but I was still too little back then to even reach the gun controller on that arcade machine. So I never got to play the game. I got to see walkthroughs of the game on YouTube, and I got to see the Angry Video Game Nerd review that game. I wish I could have played it, though. As for Sylvester Stallone, I was introduced to him through Rocky. I'm sure many of you were introduced to him the same way. Rocky is a masterpiece, and the sequels are all fun. Rocky V, I enjoyed this one. I defended it viciously against all the Rocky fans who either hated Rocky V or refused to even see Rocky V. Then I saw other Arnold movies like True Lies, Commando, Predator, Eraser, and the first Arnold movie I remember seeing in a theater was Jingle All the Way. Schwarzenegger made a PG-rated movie for families, and we had a ball. Of course, Arnold made Kindergarten Cop before then, and Kindergarten Cop seemed like a kids movie with kindergarten in the title and the posters showing Arnold with a bunch of kids, but it was actually a dark PG-13 rated action comedy. And I'm sure parents, like they did with Terminator 2, ignored the PG-13 rating for Kindergarten Cop and took their kids to see it regardless. Arnold shows more acting range in that picture for that matter, so like I said in a previous video that I made a couple years ago, I definitely recommend Kindergarten Cop to any theater students who still hate Arnold Schwarzenegger. Back to Stallone. When I was little, my parents took me to see Cliffhanger at a drive-in theater. Drive-in theaters are kind of lame, aren't they? It's so weird to sit in a car watching a movie play on screen while the audio is on your car radio. I wonder how much that affects the car battery, for that matter. Oh yeah, and Cliffhanger is awesome. Of course, I saw Copland and First Blood later, and those are really great movies too, both featuring stunning performances from Stallone. Boy, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone dominated action cinema. Schwarzenegger, when he was young, making that docudrama Pumping Iron, and also making Stay Hungry. Stay Hungry was awesome. And then getting into action movies with Conan the Barbarian, Conan the Destroyer, Terminator, Terminator 2, The Running Man, Predator, Commando, Total Recall. Stallone made some awesome action movies too, like Nighthawks, Death Race 2000, and let's not forget Ants. Yeah, we saw this in theaters too. This was such a cool movie, and Stallone was the best part about it, wasn't he? I remember as a kid having dreams about Stallone and Schwarzenegger, having dreams that I was meeting them, or having a dream that I was John Connor and the Terminator was protecting me from the T-1000. Funny how the T-1000 disguised himself as a dirty cop in Terminator 2 and then played a dirty cop in Copland. The media always showing Schwarzenegger and Stallone. There were pictures of them meeting at special events together. And yet, they never made a movie together. Then The Expendables was announced. I look at the roster of actors who are going to be in that movie. Sylvester Stallone, Dolph Lundgren, Mickey Rourke, Jet Li, Jason Statham, and then I saw Arnold's name on the cast list too, and I thought, wow, Arnold and Sly together in a movie? Then I read further into it and saw, oh, Arnold's going to make a cameo with Bruce Willis. So, that sounds cool. I'm sure the movie will still be fun. Terry Crews is going to be in it too, so that'll add to the fun of it. And yeah, it was a fun movie when I saw it. Then, The Expendables 2 was getting ready to release. And from the posters, the news, the trailers, yeah, this movie sounded even better than the first movie. Arnold having a bigger role, Jean-Claude Van Damme as the villain, Chuck Norris is going to be in it. Then I had my ticket for Comic-Con, and I saw at the Comic-Con schedule that year for 2012 that The Expendables 2 was going to be promoted at a panel at Comic-Con, and Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone were going to be there with Dolph Lundgren, Terry Crews, and Randy Couture. No Jean-Claude Van Damme, no Bruce Willis, no Chuck Norris, no Jet Li. Arnold and Sly are going to be there. I think I want to meet them. Eventually I would meet Bruce Willis a couple years later, though he and Samuel L. Jackson only stared at me and smiled without saying any words to me. Back to 2012 Comic-Con. I got in line for Hall H for that panel about 3 hours in advance, and my little sister at the time was still little enough that she got to have a guest pass to sit in line with me. My little sister and I got in the line for Q&A when the Expendables 2 panel started. We were lucky because they gave a lot of time for audience Q&A. I remember the months leading up to that panel. I was following some YouTube fitness channels, because there are a lot of fitness channels on YouTube that are really good. And I remember commenting on some of their live streams and asking, how do you continue to maintain muscular athletic abilities when you get older? None of them answered me. They answered other fan questions, but they didn't answer my question. Then I thought about that question again as I was thinking about what to ask Arnold and Sly. Why not ask them that question? And when our turn arrived to ask our question, Stallone said, "Hey," and even Terry Crews said, "Hey." And then I said, "Hi, we're brother and sister. I got her into your stuff, and our question is, how has age and getting older affected your ability to maintain your muscles and your athletic ability?" Stallone said, "Well, we move a little slower. Actually, it's like a process. You see, your body's like a machine. Parts wear out." And Arnold said, "Well, I think it was pretty clear we made the tune that we had to do a lot of running, we had to do a lot of climbing, and we could do those things, but it takes time and practice. You see, your body does not recuperate like it used to. You have to put ice on your knees and your ankles. You have to put more thought into it." Now, for the full answer, you should go check out their panel video, because they said a lot more. And when it was done, I said, "Thanks, love you guys." And I pointed at them, and then I pointed at Terry Crews and Dolph Lundgren and Randy Couture as well. They didn't seem too happy, though. Dolph Lundgren especially didn't seem that happy, and I kind of felt bad for them that they didn't get the time to put in their answers to that question. I was not only really happy to finally talk to Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone, a dream come true for me, but I was even happier that my little sister got to be there with me and meet them with me. And she was really happy. We high-fived. She originally wasn't that interested in seeing The Expendables 2, but after that she really wanted to see this movie. So we did see it in theaters a month later, and of course it was awesome and we loved it. Then the next year they made Escape Plan. A lot of people didn't like Escape Plan, but I thought it was awesome. Are you big fans of Arnold and Sly? Do you like what they're doing nowadays? Let me know in the comments what you thought of the video, and be sure to share the video. And if you haven't already, subscribe to me for more videos. Hit the bell if you want to be notified of uploads. I'm making more videos for you and bigger projects for you as we speak. Have a great week and a great life, and always love yourself for who you are. Hasta la vista, baby.